wing for the Jacks, Chuck Blanchard. And at center, Minnetonka, Minnesota native, alternate captain, number 10, Drew Stewart. Once again, Muskegon 26-13-1, Steel 17-16, 5-2. Jacks 10-10 away from the Mercy Health Arena in Muskegon. And if you're curious, Chicago here at home, claiming an 8-6-4 record here at the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Coming in from out of town, check out the newly renovated Comfort Inn Suites Geneva, the team hotel of the Chicago Steel, conveniently located right around the corner from the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Complimentary breakfast, free use of the Wi-Fi, indoor heated pool, hot tub, exercise room are all included in your stay. Contact Kim McNamara at 630-208-8811 or email sales@comfortingeneva.com. The Comfort Inn and Suites Geneva is the team hotel of the Chicago Steel. For just tuning in, hola, welcome, salut. As the Muskegon Lumberjacks, Chicago Steel, round 3. The second of 4 consecutive meetings between these two Eastern Conference foes. Well, keys to the game, going to keep them probably the same as yesterday, and that was, again, situational awareness. There was still some stuff early in the game. Mentioned still powering through in the pregame show. This is stuff they fight through, and there's some still looking for it, right? What a third period. What a clinic for the Steel last night, and that's how you want to play. So we're just going to keep the consistency and the habits. With that said, start. I mean, it's a 3-3, but arguably a couple weeks ago, the best week, or I thought that third game against Madison, the shutout, was one of the best, if not the best performance for the Steel through 60 minutes. But again, I'm looking at the start again tonight. I think the Steel just got to have that right mindset. It's a 3-3. You're going to run out of gas probably somewhere in the second period, at least start to notice the fatigue factor. We get it. Every team deals with it, including Muskegon. But I think the Steel, under Joey Bauer and GVN, that great program, I think, hey, this could be a benefit, but they got to have that start. And last but not least, the power play. I mentioned it yesterday, and I'm going to keep mentioning it. And I even asked Scott Gomez about it. I mean, with his plethora of NHL experience in the game itself, scoring at home on the power play has not been done since November 22nd, folks. It's almost Valentine's Day. So if you look, it's not necessarily a consistency problem. I'd say more of an execution problem. But let's hear from the bench boss himself, Scott Gomez. Your keys to the game, though, I think the Steel need a power play goal today to get it done. What do I know? Just throwing it out there. Didn't get one yesterday, but let's see if they get it. And here is the Chicago Steel head coach, Scott Gomez, on the weekend so far and on last night's performance.
Here's the bench boss, the Chicago Steel, Scott Gomez. Gomer, let's quickly rewind to Friday and then the response last night for your team. Overall so far, what do you think of this weekend?
It's good. I mean, Friday's night game, we were in the bounce. We were right there, and a little indiscipline, and it cost us. That's, the fact that we responded the way we did, and played. That's probably one of our best games all year, and everyone was going, everyone contributed, everyone was up and at it. Did the little things. Still made it interesting for ourselves at the end, but hey. Those are the games you got to learn how to win, and now here's the big test. Can we do it again? Because I finished off a good weekend, but definitely saw the formula last night. Whether if it took this long or whatever, but yeah, the effort was there, the smart plays, and the best thing is we can still get we can still improve.
And Gomer, talk about just seems like in the third period at times. Do you think the kids try to get too, not cute, but do you think they're trying to be conservative and it leads to penalties? Or
no, I think yesterday was the first time. Last couple games, there was no down on the bench. No matter what happened, we kept going. Hey, you can feel it. Been around this game a long time, and it was the first starting to get it. Hey, we're not out of it. We, like I said, we can put numbers up. We can put it in the net. I think the difference last night was, we didn't sit back. We kept the pressure on. We kept going, doing the little things. I mean, we sustained pressure by getting in the zone, not being cute. I think we still got to get away from the little ticky-tacky penalties. I mean, it's it is what it is in this league. You know, the refs, I mean, they're doing their job, but and they're kind of tight on some of the, you know, you can't slash a guy behind the legs, or can't do it in front of the ref, I guess. But no, I mean, we definitely, it's a concern there. We stressed it to the guys, and but in saying that, you know, found a way, and you know, this age group, this is where, you know, development, this is where you're learning. I mean, you know, you're not going to get away with this stuff. I mean,
we got to take you right now to the Steel starting lineup at center ice. Take it away, PJ.
And now the starting lineup for your Chicago Steel. Starting at goal number 30, Vati Lohivaara. On defense, number 20, Marcos Senersha. And on defense, number 25, Cole Tumanaro. At left wing, number 14, Luke Gackler. At right wing, number 13, Jackson Crowder. At center, number 28, Brady Kudrick. The equipment manager is Quinn Kennedy. The athletic trainer is Mason Chockley. The director of performance.
Alrighty, folks, back to Gomer and his thoughts on the weekend. Scott Gomez, Chicago Steel head coach. Lumberjacks and Steel coming at you next.
in the next leagues, when you move up, they'll allow more of that. But hey, they're gonna call stuff like that, so you gotta be the guy that understands that. Like, you can't, we'll kill off the good penalties. I don't know if people knows what that is, but the little like hooking and slashing, we got to get away from that. And so there's always room for improvement, and see what happens today.
Now, Gomer, I know you've been around the game a while, but the Steel, at least on the special team side of things, on the road, third in the league, about almost 30% on the power play, but at home, clicking at about 6% right now. Is that just like stats? Is that just the game? Is there any explanation behind it? Is it one of those things?
No, it's just nerds like you that look into that. So, no, it's I didn't even know that until you wrapped it up. But no, I'm not. You know what? I'm more concerned on the execution. I think people don't realize that. We want to do what our plan is. We want to do it right, and it's not. You're not going to score every time. But if you understand, if we do our routes, we do our execution, we do what we want. Even if we score, it's still you're feeling good. Hey, I just made a couple plays. It's amazing what the power play can do. Power play can cure everything. No, I don't think it's not like we're at home and our fans are great where it's not constantly like been to buildings where shoot. No, so it's just hey, maybe the execution's got to be better at home. That's just all it is. And it's a big part because we've had a couple times to really put ourselves ahead on the power play. But I'm more concerned on the looks. Like, are we doing the right reads? Are we doing the right looks? And if you watch the tape, I mean, it's little errors that we're. I don't know if we're taking our foot off the gas when we get on the power play, and it's got to be the opposite. You got to, and saying that, I mean, that's the looks are there, so just a matter of a couple of bounces here and there. But
that is your bench boss, Scott Gomez, as Mark Citron alongside Wyatt Harris will join the broadcast here for the first period. We'll see how it goes. We'll explain more of that in the broadcast. Yeah, good old-fashioned superstitions for you. Lumberjacks and Steel moments away. In the pipes for the Steel. It'll be Vati Lohivaara for Chicago in the pipes as Vati this season just been brilliant for the Steel. And now we got Wyatt Harris, who's on the program. 3-2-3, Vati Lohivaara. Mentioned that game a couple weeks ago in Madison on the 18th. 30 of 30 for his first USHL shutout as Wyatt Harris joins the program. And Wyatt back to it in a 3-3 here on a Sunday afternoon as the officials for today's game, Jaden Brignoni, Samuel Wilson Jr., are the referee pandas on the lines, Wyatt Corrigan and Josh Rosenbaum, lines pandas. Brady Kudrick will settle into center here as we're underway. Sunday matinee hockey. Lumberjacks do not have their number one, Carl Axelson. He's sick, but now a misplayed puck already. As Tumanaro, great stick on a seam play, and the Jacks come out buzzing. And now it's Larioso getting handcuffed, and it's Kudrick leading a 3-on-2. Gockler toe drag has Crowder. Good hustle from Jack Christ, who came up under the play. And now the Jacks with possession. Gockler, good work. Got Kudrick to shadow the puck. Right shot was thrown to net. Kudrick got it back. Turnaround stop is made by Keene.
There's a good chance there for our guys. We need to get in here early and hard.
Oh, hello to you, Wyatt, as here's Tobias Ullman down the right wing. Scantleberry shot blocked by Miko. And, oh, looked like a dirty hit as Scantleberry hit from behind. Amico, while turning, though, on the check from behind, is going to go to the box.
Yeah, Carter Amico, he's came back from BU. I watched him yesterday pretty into it. He's looking like a good player. I mean, he's 6'5", 220, and his skating's pretty well. Normally you don't see a guy that big who skates this well at a younger age, so credit to him.
Yeah, he's got that shot. He's a two-way guy. Had 2 assists, I mentioned the pregame, but defensively, yeah, I agree with that. His skating's really sharp. Chicago power play, here we go. Chance to break the streak. And the puck will sail back to the steel zone. Tumanaro will fetch. And he'll pass to Kazda to his left. He'll run into trouble, though, as Anthony Thomas Maroon was there, and the puck is wiped down defensively by the Muskegon penalty kill. Bronco Vukas.
Yeah, Toronto, what's the streak for penalties at home?
We'll get to it, but first, I thought you weren't coming on because of the superstitions.
Oh, yeah.
As the puck is dug free, we'll see. That's where I said, hey, we'll just take it one period at a time.
Right.
But Wyatt Harris is here with us on color now. Look out, you're intercepted as Drew Stewart. Little give and go. He's got a trailer here going to the net. That was Benson, the Tampa native. And they were celebrating Gasparelli yesterday there in Tampa. That is a huge day down there. But so far, a good job on the 6th-ranked penalty kill here in the USHL. That was a crazy bounce. That slithered right beneath the steel of Keene's skates there. Well, oh, okay. I thought that said number 10 for a sec, his number. I'm like, what the? But it's not. So this is cleared down. Steel haven't been able to set up yet. And that streak, Wyatt, is Steel last time they scored a power play goal on home ice, which I asked Scott Gomez about, but he gave a good answer. It's about the execution. But Steel owning right now is 6.4% on the power play at home. The good news is on the road, it's around 30%.
That's good.
But right now, trying to get the first goal of this one. 25 seconds, Ashton Schultz back in the lineup. It's Crowder in tight. Second chance, Crowder's denied, and he lost his balance there. Good defensive work behind the net. That was a big boy there. Nathan Larioso, 6'1", 201 pounds. Nice work in front of the net on Crowder on the second chance. Crowder's not done. 5 seconds on the kill as Novotny swung and missed. Steele, Gockler looking for an option. Dodges a check, now takes one by Novotny into the right corner. Has Schultz. One-timer score. Pounds in. Jackson Crowder to the net. And behind, Will Keene. Ashton Schultz, welcome back. What a pass, what a tuck, 1-0 Chicago.
That was a beauty.
I like the calmness here behind the net. Schultz takes his time. Great work by Gockler, actually, in double coverage to win that battle. Starts the whole thing after a failed clear off the boards by the Muskegon defense. Gockler, though, double team, makes the play down low. Schultz opens up some room, and Crowder executes. On a 1-0 Steel lead, we'll see if it is a power play goal. Nonetheless, doesn't matter. Big, big goal for the Steel.
Oh,
As
yeah.
the Jacks here get the puck in transition toward the neutral zone. Yonemine will take the puck. This is Louis Yonemine in his 3rd game after coming from the BCHL. Far side, Benson, the Tampa kid, former Tampa Scorpion. Shout out to the Scorpions down in Tampa Bay, as this is Gus Thorpe, top of the right dot. Swerves it down low.
13, checks in Browner.
Ooh.
Assisted by number 11, Ashton Schultz. And number 14, Luke Gackler.
All right, thanks, PA. Jim going to take me some time to get used to that, but got to get you scoring, folks. 1-0 steal. We get a face-off. Loivara, sharp angle save here with 16-14 in his own zone. Period 1. Ashton Schultz, who served the suspension yesterday, taking the draw here against Drew Stewart. Minnetonka boys. For some reason, I thought, wow, you're a Minnesota boy, but you're a Wisconsin. He's a Wisconsin boy.
Little cheesehead.
Love it. As right now, Grandy. And then the forecheck took an elbow there. And Grandy looked like he got clipped there up high. I mean, it's not a major penalty, but it's missed. So Steele, I don't know, unless he's spitting blood, they're not going to challenge that. So we'll see. Kemps is hauled down, nothing called. Oh boy. One timer, Chris going to take it cleanly. Deep slot, Dejanot, he fanned on it, and Toman's the other way. 2-on-1 with Tolan. Off the pass there. A little early, it looked like. Vukas got a piece, though. Steele not out of the play yet. Omen. Dejanot gets a piece of him. Puck up for grabs is eventually pierced ahead by Muskegon there. And that's what I love about this Steele club. They just keep playing. Don't cry about it. Back to work. Tolan, red line, dodges, ducks, has a great pass to Scantlebury. Down the wing, stick on Pakamiko. Good work there. He's got a big range there, as Carter. I know he's 6'5", 220, but that stick detail, it's some impressive stuff. It's like 6 feet. It's almost like a COVID-19 restriction. It's so rangy, as this is now Muskegon the other way. Belusco acting as a forward. Had his man, but the Jacks are offside. Steele with the puck here in a 1-0 lead. 14:48, period 1. Omen down the wing. Great pass to Spagnuolo. Shoots, never got through. Off a leg out front. Amico was strolling by. Scantlebury on the cycle behind the net. Omen looking out front, and Hudson intercepts it and will just jetson it back into the neutral zone. Nice. Steele will collect it D to D. Millet coughed it up. Belusco's right there, foot in front of the blue line, and he'll just shovel it in. Millet on the retrieval. To his backhand. Kazda takes a check, makes a cross-ice pass. Spagnuolo hit the red line, stripped, but it's Kudrick. Extra credit, powering in, shooting, and a good stop. Good look. Brady Kudrick. Steele. Great start so far in this one. 14:07 the first, a 1-0 Steele lead on the Steele broadcast and audio. Oh, boy. You're tuning into Chicago Still Hockey. Mark Citro alongside Wyatt Harris. 1-0 Steele. Good start so far, Wyatt, for the boys.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge one. That's a huge one to get first, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly from last time, when we score the first goal, we have a pretty good game.
It's definitely, I'm not I mean, again, I have the stats in front of me. Steele, that is the 19th time they score first this season. Chicago right now in the offensive zone. Muskegon, it's kind of actually been a coin flip for them. When they don't score first, they actually have a winning record, but right now the Steele, they do feed off the hot starts. 12-4-3. So there's the math again off for me, but we know how important the starts are, more importantly, but getting that goal big, as right now Shorter on the icing call here will get back first. And talk a little about Trevor Shorter. You've seen him now for a while. Wyatt, he's a big guy, but he's just seemed like he's adjusted seamlessly so far.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you got a big frame like that, it makes the jump a little easier because the physicality rises, the speed rises, so it just makes it a little bit easier to make that jump. But you look at him and, like, you see as a more in-depth side of it, you see, like, those little mistakes. But, I mean, everybody has that when you come in the league. It's not an easy league to come in and play right away and have a bunch of success. But the way you see him playing, like he got his first goal the other night, and we're all happy to see that. He's playing good, and he's having fun doing it.
Nate Charlton, a 1-0 Chicago lead. Yeah, I've been impressed. I mean, his skating isn't flashy, but it's good. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys, too, at this level not be able to keep up. I mean, and have to be with their affiliate permanently, but it's good to see that he's kind of taken this role and thrive with it. This is oh my goodness, 13th game this is covered up. And it looks like defensively, Danny Clares, I could ask you all day about D. He's definitely a two-way guy, but he almost put it in his own net there, Wyatt.
Yeah, they almost happened twice there. I was know what's going on back there.
And a good alert save by Keene. I think he may have tried to use the bank, but it missed. He went 5-0. 1-0 steal. Schultz will take the draw. He's got almost said Sisson there. Toland to his right. And all the best to Colin Sisson and Miles Bergen. Gene Samuel Dino. That is not Gene Samuel. Having a 3-3 cramp. So Benson Grandy there, but the steal can't control the draw. It's in the neutral zone. And I got a whistle here. Hand pass, I believe is the call.
Must have missed that one.
I didn't see it. I saw Tumanaro step up a little between the blue line and red line.
Yeah.
And I thought there was an early whistle. I didn't see any hand pass, but it's back to the Muskegon zone.
I mean, we'll take it.
Easily, because the face-off with 12:59 right in front of the Jacks' right wing side. It'll be against Schultz with Grandy to his left. Tolan right, Millett on the near side with Spagnola far side. The Jacks, though, and Jake Stewart. Mentioned this announcing tidbit because Jake and Drew have different spelled last names. They still have the same last name verbally, so nice body by Schultz as the puck launches into Steel territory. Tolan got a piece. Thorpe by inches kept that thing alive. Throttled it down low. Millett takes a hit. But it's Tolan on the right wing boards. Cusping it to center. Red line. Keeps going, Tolan. Love it. One of the reasons they brought him here is Schultz powering down the right side. Trying to get loose. Thrown off the puck there. Thrashed by Gus Thorpe. Man, now it's Stewart. And Gus, he's a Wisconsin guy. Do you know where Chippewa Falls is?
Yeah, I do. It's
sounds nice.
Yeah, it's by the Minnesota border. You know where Hudson is?
Somewhat. I mean, that's not my neck of the woods like you, but I do know that sort of, okay, if on a map, that's a good way to look at it. So 1-0 steal. Scantlebury trying to intercept a pass he does behind the net. Curls, and an outlet pass. Kazda trying to get around. He cannot strip, and look out, one-timer. Big save, Loivar on Drew Stewart on the takeaway. And I know Scott Gomez, those are the plays he kind of says, come on, we know better than that, but good look, Jacks on top of the puck, better save. 1-0 steal. 11:44 in the first. Shorter is out there defensively, and Shorter also an Elmhurst kid playing for the Chicago Reapers. It'll be Kazda on the faceoff. Omen and Scantlebury. Is this one towards Scantlebury? 50-50 puck is Chuck Blanchard.
Should be a tripping.
I know. Oh, boy. Because you know later on in the game they're going to call some tacky penalty.
Right.
Oh, misplayed puck here. Scantlebury throwing it out front. There's been a bunch of stuff not called. So if the referees keep the standard, that'd be great. Because that means there's like one power play. We'll see. But yeah, there's been a bunch. I mean, again, I try not to play that game. But yes, why? There's been like 3 penalties already on Muskegon. As we play on here with the 1-0 Chicago lead. Kemps can't take it into zone cleanly. Anthony Thomas Maroon. ATM. Keeps it alive for the moment. Jacks will change those. The Steel have the possession of the puck. Tumanaro here, and he's got a fortuitous bounce into Crowder in alone. To the backhand, he scores.
Bang.
Jackson Crowder again.
He got the bounce, and he got the finish.
On the backhand, makes it 2-0 Chicago. Pound Town Crowder. I like the heart. This is where I'm hearing Scott Gomez in my head. Again, Hard, thorough passes. Cole Tuminaro, he does get this out. He launches this bad boy perfectly. Heavy. And hammered pass to Crowder, a 2-0 Steel lead. 10:50 here in the first. And this is a start, Wyatt. And now Kudrick, he wants more. Inside out. Deep slot poked at and off the handle of a Lumberjack in Noringer. He scored in 4 straight, by the way. He's my player to watch, Victor Noringer. It's an easy one. As right now, 2-0 Steel looking for more behind the Muskegon net as the Jacks will fetch the puck defensively. And Noringer will just airmail it into the Chicago zone. Crowder nudges it to the red line. Nice play by Gockler here. Might be a 2-on-1. Gockler down the right wing with speed. Fires a wrister up high. And it missed glove side. Rylan Rooney. You just look around and all of a sudden these new players for the Steel as well. Rooney being one of them. I've loved Tolan's game this weekend.
Oh, yeah, he's been playing very well. He's a good kid, too.
Yeah, you know him from the Western Conference, too, right? A little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
As Asadorian's offside on the play with 9:49 here in the first. The Steel off and running. A Chicago 2-0 lead, courtesy of both goals of Jackson Crowder. We'll be right back right after this. Your voice of the Chicago Steel alongside Wyatt Harris, 2-0 Chicago. Jackson Crowder, both markers. And I mentioned Patrick Tolan, Wyatt, before the break, and so it seems like you've played against him before.
Yeah, he was on Anchorage Wolverines last year in the Null, and I was on the Wendigo, so we had a lot of matchups against each other. We played him like 5 or 6 times.
Interesting. Well, we can see his game already on display. Steel here in the offensive zone. 9:20 is Rylan Rooney on the far boards. Down low to Charlton. And puck just bouncing everywhere. Asadorian out here as well. As Yonermai has the man. Penson, big save about 3 feet out. Niles Penson on the drop pass. Jack's made that one look easy on the entry. Great stop, Loivara. All of a sudden, just a 3-on-2 there, Wyatt, in the Steel defensive zone.
Yeah, I mean, on those, you try to just give the goalie the shot, try to not let it go cross crease, because if you give the goalie a shot, he's already set up for the angle, and then you just kind of want to get the guy to bite and shoot it as early as he can, so you give the goalie as much time to react.
Good stuff. Ashton Schultz winning the face-off here. It's actually debatable, up for grabs. Yes, he did win it. Steel possession. And now Grandy's on his horse. Exterior pass off of Amico. And now he'll play it to the far side. Trevor Shorter with 8:45 here in the first on the forecheck. Schultz behind the back pass, a little too cute. And Chris intercepts. Red line we go. Tolan there off the puck. You can see him. And if he can't, well, he's there. Shorter step up, but now it's a 2-on-1. Blanchard has it. Backhanded feed. Great look. Great hustle, Tolan.
Yeah, that's a great stick. Just jamming him up.
Now it's not out of the woods yet. Lariosa, blocker save on the wrister. Top of the left eye. Lariosa behind the net. Good work to Blanchard. Response here from Muskegon. Declares a shot. Fought off Loivara. Lariosa off the side of the net there. Looked like the stick of Loivara hit the post, but Lariosa again shot fought off. A lot of volume here from the left side of the ice as Lariosa's pass, turbulent. Grandy chisels it softly into the Muskegon zone, still need a change, and they're trying to do that right now. Lariosa hits the red line, strolls it, and rips it in. Off the side of the net. It's going to be played, and Belusco is cut off the puck by Scantlebury, but off a leg here. Pinballs as Loivar keeps it going. 2-0 Steel. Kazda briskly from behind gets a give and go from Tuminaro. Kazda down the right side. You also hear quickly from Tolan. If you didn't hear his interview Friday, I'm going to replay it in the first intermission here tonight as Tuminaro with 7:21 in the first, a 2-0 Steel lead. Kazda has a man going to the net. He's got him. It's Omen in alone, and he lost the puck there trying to make a move.
Oh, we're getting a lot of good plays here. Just guys taking their ice, guys getting lost in the backside, and that's giving us a good chance.
Oh, that was an interesting play on the miscue. The Fox Valley faithful. Nice play here, Scantlebury. As Loivar recovers, another goofy dumping off the dasher. As the Jacks here on the forecheck right now. Novotny wearing Yammer Yager 68. I love it. I mean, if you had the option to wear that, go for it. I love it. I mean, here in the Steel, I think the numbers only go to 35. So, but some teams are different, which is interesting. But now it's spliced out by the Steel. Good work, and as you said, they're getting the looks, and then here in the D zone playing hard. As this is shot towards Loivar, he'll field it. A couple feet outside of his red line in the blue paint, but nonetheless gets a stoppage of play here. 6:27, 2-0 Steel, period one.
Yeah, and you say that about the Yammer Yager number. I feel like there's some numbers that are just out there that guys have worn that are either in the Hall of Fame or just the respects that you don't really wear those numbers. Like the Gretzky at 99 or like some of those other numbers, you just don't really see those a lot because I feel it's a kind of unwritten rule.
Yeah, you don't see 87 or but you see 71 here as Jake Stewart pulling it in. That seems to be a good one. Macklin Celebrini now, who wore 17 here. As this is in the Steel zone, and it's Kudrick, of course, out with the puck. Extra credit all over it, and now it's Cochler like the wind. Going to the net, a 5-hole look. Wrist shot is stopped. And, man, Cochler, I don't know what's been in his breakfast the last couple games, I'll tell you, but he looks like he's turning it on once again.
Yeah, and you bring up Celebrini up. We're actually going to the game on tomorrow.
See the cheetah, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
It's so cool. I'm a game time decision on that bad boy, but I'd love to see him play. And Bedard versus Celebrini, let it begin again.
There's so much young talent on those two teams. It's unreal. And you see like Celebrini with what they say. It's like a Sidney Crosby. Like he's the most mature young player in the league. Like he plays defense just as much as he's good in the offensive zone.
Insane, man. Insane. As a shot by Crowder, who's got both Steel goals. The 2-0 Steel lead is smothered. And Macklin is definitely the best player I've been fortunate enough to work with, and he was just always been like he was such a good kid, but he was just such a pro even at 15, 16. I mean, it's crazy. He's 19. He's like 9 because if I'm not mistaken, his birth year is a little later, so he's only not. He's like 19. Yeah, so he was here 3 years ago, and. It was already like he was in the NHL. Like, that's how he carried himself, Right. But he was never better than anyone. He was always so nice and, more importantly, just a great human being, an animal, cheetah.
Yeah, and that's the most important part. You get that extra credit to the guys that know they can do it, and they're just good humans.
Exactly. And then regardless of being a hockey player, a radio guy or whatever, here we go behind the Steel net. Jack's looking to push back here late in the first. Millets. Man, has he just been awesome this year. As this is the Steel winning the battles as Asadorian, good play, got it to the neutral zone, but look out, Jacks might have some numbers here, crisscrossing, Chris blocked again, Millet toward the net, and Charlton intercepts, bouncing puck, thrown down. Jacks get possession here. They've kind of upped the heat a bit. Steel have been able to be just fine, play hard defensively in their own zone. 5:20 here in period one, 2-0 Steel, courtesy of Jackson Crowder, with both Steel markers. As Millet waits behind his own net, goes left to Asadorian. That's an icing call against Chicago.
No?
They're going to wave it off.
Goalie came out to play it. Or maybe he got a tip in the neutral zone.
And nonetheless, Belusco just gives it right away to the Steel defense. Jonas Kemps, who continues to elevate his game. Neutral zone, Grandy off a body. Tolan will just arch this towards the net, pod down, and we get a hand pass on the play. And a stoppage of play with 4:47. Shots are 8-6 Steel in case you're curious. And looks like we got a little bit of a Wi-Fi issue, and TechWorks, your free Wi-Fi sponsor at the Fox Valley Ice Arena, is the managed IT provider to the Chicago Steel. They help protect business tech as it were their own. Call TechWorks today at 630-482-2227 and see how their managed IT can transform your business. Calling TechWorks. Okay, we're good. As right now the Steel defending Novotny in the neutral zone, lays it there. Grandy pulled it back. Red line, we still shuffle. Jacks get the puck quickly here in transition. Ty Bergeron dancing through traffic. Kemps gives him a little push into the boards, pins him up. Bergeron, though, step up. Novotny between his beak. And now just bouncing pucks galore here. And Novotny gets a loose puck, fought off Loivara. It's a pretty good look there. Out of the zone. Step up from Muskegon defensively here. Bronco Vukas shuffled off the puck. Tolan, good work. And Tolan wedges it ahead. Grandy got it to the top of the right wing circle. Lars Hudson to Bergeron. Not cleanly on the pass. Bergeron, though, knifes through traffic, and he's got Benson going in the net. Sinercha throws him into the boards. Good little subtle play by Sinercha. Jack's definitely coming on a bit here late in the first, but Steel answering. Scantleberry takes it away. Outlet to Sinercha. Ahead Kazda to the logo at center. Pass ahead of Omen. Omen breaking 3 moments ago. Just couldn't get a shot off on a breakaway. To Monaro. Down low. Off of Miko. Great work by Scantleberry. Stepping up. Keeping the puck alive as Jake Stewart digs it free. Muskegon out with it. Amico dropping it off as Yonermite. And Benson stick on puck. Sinercha able to butter it to center. And Kazda, little sauce pass. Scantleberry trying to make a fancy play. Kazda, right corner now. Shuffles it. Kazda rims it around the horn. It's going to go to Sinercha. Doesn't shoot. Slides it to Tuminaro. He'll confidently sway left. Pass, though, intercepted by Amico. And with 2:40 in the first, a 2-0 Steel lead. Both teams, as the Steel get it deep, making changes. And defensively, Larioza. Icing call is impending and called as we get the stoppage of play. And on Saturday, February 14th at 7:05, join the Steel for a Fox Valley celebration presented by McCormick Fona as we celebrate our final season here in the Fox Valley. The Steel will be wearing special Fox Valley themed jerseys that are being auctioned off to benefit the Geneva Academic Foundation. Then on Sunday, February 15th at 3:05, it's part one of our trading card giveaway presented by Riverfront Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram Truck Center. Score! The dark horse strikes. A 5-hole look for Luke Cochler. And he tramples it by Keene. It's 3-0 Chicago. Well, Wyatt, talking about just the Fox Valley faithful and all the great nights ahead, and that looks like he got tipped there, maybe.
I don't know, maybe.
Off a Muskegon defender, maybe, but Cochler was shot there.
Good read and then good screen in front of the net, too. Like, that's huge. Like, goalie can't see anything in front of Crowder, and then a little flash screen gets out of the way, and then right in this 5-hole.
Pound Sound Crowder is all over it right now. Mentioned on Friday some of the veterans that know they have to step up, and boy, since I've really said that out loud, it's really been all the guys here doing a great job, but now it's Muskegon's turn. Schledwig's shot, he got a stretch pass, he missed it up high on the wrister with a $1.58 here in the first. Spagnolo digs it free. Cochler to Crowder. That puck, as you said, great screen by Crowder. Crowder, a handful to be contained in front of that net. And regardless if there was a tip or not, that's just how you do it. Makes Will Keene's life a nightmare. Well, now Steele looking for more, and they might, as Charlton spin around, is boxed out by Hudson. And now the puck, as that's actually Novotny defensively filling in for one of his defenders, as Asadorian keeps the puck alive, cranks it far wall. Rooney on the forecheck, good check. Charlton in there as well. And Nate losing the puck as Thorpe gave it right back to the Steel. Another solid start for Chicago, arguably their best start of the season here with a minute to play in the first. Keene to play the puck. Hudson far boards. Asadorian, good work. He kept it alive again to Charlton, looking for Rooney, just couldn't take it cleanly in the left dot. And now Noringer trying to sail it on the bank play. Novotny will just tweak it back to the red line. Trevor Shorter will ram it right back in. 3-0 Steel. Late in the first. Good work by Schultz. Keeps it going. Defensively, Jacks jump and go here. Benson looking for enforcements toward the left side. Swept in by Dolan. Benson keeps it going to Hudson. Down low, Lars Hudson. Yes, brothers of Cole. And all the other Hudson brothers. Says a poke check in front of Loevara. And Dolan's out with the puck with 15 seconds in the period. Tolan, little bounce pass over the logo. Crusted and taken by Hudson. Finds Yonermine and ran into Tumanaro. Puck shuttled and iced here with 4.9 on the clock. Here in period 1, 3-0 Steel. And before Gockler's goal, I mentioned Sunday, February 15th, the trading card giveaway, part 1. And after the game, you get post-game autographs. So a whole family fun day of just extravaganza here at the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Schultz will take the face-off. Tolan looking for a set play as it's dropped, and Muskegon has the puck. Vukas will just wind it out of the zone, and that should do it, and will for period 1. Wyatt, let's get your thoughts here before the intermission.
I thought we had a really good first period. We got many chances, playing a lot in their zone, not really giving them a whole lot. Just like we got to watch for the little things in our D zone, like especially on the odd man rushes, that's where things can get a little heavy and like guys get lost like we had there for our chances a little bit. But we just got to make sure that we have our checks, that we make sure no guys left unattended, and really good on the back checks and especially our changes. I think those are the biggest things. Like we got enough goals to win a game here, so we don't need to go do anything extra special. Just do the things that kind of got us this role. Like don't sit back, keep pressing on it, but just make sure that you don't give them anything that they can feed off of.
I'm curious to see how this game unfolds, but hey, we talked about the start. Comfort in Suite, Geneva keys of the game, check. Steele, 3. Jacks, nothing. Shots, 9-7 after a period of play, and that score on the board, Chicago 3, Muskegon nothing. You'll hear from Patrick Tolan again. Replay the interview as he's acquired this week and already making an impact for the Steel on our first intermission report. Coming at you on the Steel broadcast and on a network. A 3-0 Steel lead here through 20 minutes of play. This intermission is proudly presented by folks from the flight deck here. TechWorks and by Tidal Wave Sports, a leading supplier of custom uniforms and team apparel and uniform supplier for your Chicago Steel. With a strong emphasis on quality, top-notch customer service, Tidal Wave Sports is your one-stop shop for all uniform and apparel needs. Having been founded by and run by hockey players, Tidal Wave Sports is always ahead of the latest styles and technologies to keep the players looking great and feeling wonderful. Contact Tidal Wave Sports today. And by the Chicago Steel Youth Hockey Experience as seen here. It's the Chicago Steel Youth Hockey Experience presented by Riverfront Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram is the ultimate way to experience Chicago Steel hockey. Watch warm-ups from the bench, take the ice pregame and during intermission, and join the Steel on the blue line for the national anthem. Limits of two teams per game. That is limit of 2 teams per game, folks. Visit ChicagoSteelHockeyTeam.com for more information or call 855-51-STEEL. And through 20 minutes of play, the Steel 3 and the Jacks nada so far. Well, what a period I thought it was for the fellas. And not just the score on the board that matters for the Steel, but doing all the right things to make it this score. I mean, Jackson Crowder, 2 goals. What a play by Luke Ockler, who I mentioned Friday, kind of going through that non-linear development growth where things just don't go your way for a bit. You know, coming back from an injury, and man, he's just, ever since then, in that period Friday night, he's been just A+. Winning the battle here, 2 Lumberjacks coming in on him in the right corner after the power play expires. And Schultz behind the net. He's able to win the battle past to Schultz, who takes a little bit of time, maybe a second extra, and that little excellent move by Schultz deceives the Jacks defense, slips it under to Crowder, bang, on the one-timer. 1-0 Steel, 3 minutes in the contest. And then Pound Town would return to town. To Monaro from Jonas Kemps, who Kemps now, for example, I mean, Jonas Kemps has more points in the last 24 hours, 3, than he did his first 2.5 months combined. And that is just hard work. That is growth. That is not indicative to just what it is. It's just him, again, elevating his game, not just offensively, but more importantly, defensively. I'm seeing Jonas engage more in the net battles, engage more physically. And with contact, he's just able to, he's a bigger guy too, like Amico. He's got a big range. And so, although he's still not even built yet physically, he can use that range, that body, that frame to navigate to where he wants and use that detail with his stick and body positioning to help his teammates out. He did that, got the puck to Tumanaro, who ripped a pass right at the blue line, and it went off a Lumberjack defender and right to Crowder. And that's where I was reminded by Scott Gomez earlier in the year when he talked about hard passes, like just hard, heavy, intentional. And that on that play, that was where, hey, that puck leaked free to Crowder. He was off on the breakaway to the backhand, 2-0 Steel, 9:05 in. And then extra credit, Kudrick off to the races, wins the draw this time in his offensive zone. Gockler finds the screen and just roofs it under. Keene, Steel, 3-0 lead, but I thought, again, Loivar had a couple big saves earlier, and it looked like the Steel just getting stronger from their backside out. Wyatt Harris, a couple of good mentions before departing the broadcast for now, talking about, at least he's saying, hey, defensively, just got to make sure we don't allow. But I thought the Steel, after allowing a couple 3-on-2s earlier in the period, I thought they kind of settled in nicely. They were supporting each other in the D zone. They were winning those battles, and so far so good. Shots 9-7 Chicago. 3-0 Steel, score on the board. That matters. Patrick Tolt, when we come back, interviewed him on Friday after being acquired, and so we'll hear that interview here in just a couple of moments and wrap up our first intermission report. Steel 3, Jacks 0 on the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network. Alrighty, folks. You're tuning into Chicago Still Hockey. Mark Citron bringing it to you. Patrick Tolan, who's been keeping his feet moving, winning the battles, doing the extra things off the puck, and on the forecheck so far. Man, as a teenager, it's got to be hard to be traded. Here's your newest forward of the Chicago Steel, Patrick Tolan, our first intermission report. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's a 3-0 Steel lead. Jackson Crowder with both markers. Ashton Schultz, Luke Ockler, assist on Crowder's 9th. Tuminaro and Kemps on Crowder's 10th on the breakaway backhander. And Gockler from Kudrick late in that period. We talk late goals, too, as well. But here is Patrick Tolan in our interview.
With newly acquired Chicago Steel forward Patrick Tolan. Patrick, talk about the feeling of being traded. I know you guys are so young, but just experiencing it at this level, was it a shock to you?
Yeah, I'd definitely say it was a kind of a big surprise. Definitely a lot of emotions kind of flood your brain, but I'm excited to be here, and I think it's a good opportunity for me. So, yeah.
You're an Anchorage, Alaska native, so tell me what you do there in the summer. I mean, because obviously it's a big hockey place, but
yeah,
what kind of things do you do in Anchorage?
If I'm not skating or working out, I'm probably fishing or hiking, just probably being outdoors and hanging out with some buddies.
Big nature guy or what?
Yeah, I mean, I like to fish a lot, so try to get out there as much as I can.
Tell Steel Nation what your game consists of.
I think I'm kind of an energy guy. I like to get on the forecheck and, disrupt plays and try to create offense out of turnovers. And I like to, compete and try to be a player that's hard to play against.
On a 1 to 10, what would you say your physicality stands at?
Maybe about 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good assessment. That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but that's pretty honest.
I don't know. Maybe you guys will see tonight.
All right. Lastly, just talk a bit about somebody in your career that's been an influence personally or as a hockey player, someone who's really been an influence on your hockey career.
I'd probably just say my dad. He gave this love for the sport to me, and he really inspired me, and he pushes me every day, and he's such a good support system, and I'd say my whole family too. They're just really good supporters.
Lastly, what did the coaching staff give you any pointers? You're good, bro. Did the coaching staff say anything to you? What in terms of expectations or standards or anything like that?
I just think they need some new blood right now and kind of a spark plug to kind of get this team going. So, other than that, I'm not too sure, but I think I just got to play my game, and I think that's what they're looking for.
Patrick Tolan, your Chicago Steel. Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Patrick, he's doing a great job so far this weekend. He loves how he keeps his feet moving, and that's such a kind of hear that in AAA or when you're younger about the feet, but he's in the right areas. He's out with the puck. He wins the battles. He's a guy that helps the forecheck. I love it. You can just tell. And I mentioned yesterday, I thought he got an assist on that second Steel goal, but the point is he's all over the puck, regardless if he did or not. In front of the greasy areas, dirty areas, whatever you want to call it, but you can already tell in some of these areas where they still need to get pucks out or they need to win a battle. I've really been excited and encouraged by his game. Same with Rylan Rooney, too. He's kind of a similar player. They both have skill, and you can see, too, with the physicality, he gave himself a 6. I think there's room to grow there, but at the same time, I love the way he plays. He plays a hard-nosed game, does Tolan. So 3-0 Chicago about to hit the ice for period 2. We'll have it for you in just a minute on the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network. clear voice of the Chicago Steel. Mark Citron here on your 3-3 Sunday matinee. I love it. Love 3-3s. Not sure the boys do, but I'm not quote the boy, a boy technically, but that's a different conversation. A man. As Brady Kudrick, also a man. Extra credit. Cruises in for the draw, lost it. Kudrick assisting on the third steal marker from Gockler, his 8th of the year. Just always in it. Face off, and now puck throttled into steal territory. And just for at least nerd purposes, as Scott Gomez said earlier, well, Steele, when they have the lead, 10-1-1. Muskegon, when they're trailing through a period of play. This season, Lumberjacks, just the 9th time they've trailed, 4-5. Now it's Gockler getting a puck. Good check by Crowder, who had the screen on Gockler's goal. As Kemp's shot blocked by Blanchard. Second chance, he'll tip it, looking for Scandalberry. Potentially on the setup as Wyatt Harris doing some work for Mike Motto. Meanwhile, deep slot, Kemp's shot blocked by Miko. Far side, good start to the period from the steal. Good look, Omen, and it crossed back to him, and a chance is denied as he's tripped up. Nothing called, but I think that was Scandalberry who actually fired that pass from the far corner. But this is exactly how the steal, again, just buzzing and really humming in the offensive zone. And we've seen these guys asking Scandalberry, playing with Kazda and Omen. The foreign line, foreign. From Canada to Slovakia to Sweden, Tobias Omen is to the left of Timmy Kazda. And James Scandalberry, Montreal, Quebec native, as Kazda's tied up on the play by Noringer. And the puck will thread back into the neutral zone. 3-0 Steele, first minute and some change. 15 seconds precisely gone by. Kazda on top of the puck, sweeps it by the net, looking for Omen. That's off the stick of Gus Thorpe. But once again, Omen relays. Scandalberry looking deep slot, and the puck's going to get behind Kemps, who calmly will rush back and brush a play here for Omen back to his defensive zone. And Kemps, who hammers it, that puck is out. Jacks, though, push the puck into the Fox Valley faithful. And we get a whistle and stoppage of play. 3-0 Steele with 18:24 here in the middle frame. Good stuff. Again, still just pressing the issue offensively. And that was something I was kind of worried about Friday. It was like, when you're defending so tight, sometimes where does that offense go? You're kind of just so glued on the defense. But starting to see that formula as Gomer in and out last night. As this is Benson Grandy. Offensive zone, Ashton Schultz, who had a great assist on the first goal of the game. Behind the net. Off the puck. Will flare back to center. Jonheim to the steal zone. Millet on the fetch to Spagnolo. Dodges a check. And will just smear it back for Jason Millet. Off the boards as Grandy's tangled up. Meanwhile, possession here as Vukas airmailed his intended receiver, Jonheim, and now the steal looking through center. Chipped and chunked as Stewart gets it toward the center lane. Spagnolo coughed it up. In transition, Jonheim will head to the bench here. Shots 11-7, Chicago, 3-0 Steele. Tolan lost the puck as number 7, Miles Benson, took it away as Belusco, a sharp shot. Loevara fought it up high toward his helmet and makes the stop. Oh, gotta love the Florida. I always love the Florida, seeing the Florida of Niles Benson, and the market exploding, you know, after this Tampa Bay Cup runs in the teens. Still getting a huge boom there, winning back-to-backs only about 6-7 years ago. And Benson, the former gambler, 30 points, 39 games. 3-0 Steele. Chicago controlling the defensive zone as this is absolutely sauced to the Muskegon zone, and it's going to be sauced a little heavy. The Miko will play bank with Hudson. Lars, as his brother Quinn also playing for Muskegon. Quinn with the Oilers organization. I believe I checked last. Offside against the steal. Cole and Lane, obviously, and a lot of folks say don't sleep on Cole. I know that, but Lane was just a freak of nature. Very competitive family from North Barrington, Illinois. But Rob Hudson, the father of the Hudson family, played in Muskegon. And Nick Howard, the legend, the guru, always had great stories about Rob Hudson. He was just like his kids, but intense, and he always want to fight other guys. And not a big guy, even for that time, like in the 80s, 90s. Right now, Jack's looking to get back on track here in the Chicago zone. A look and a shot. What a save, Lo Ibarra on a one-timer look as Blanchard was lurking. Wow, and those are the saves Lo Ibarra makes. That's just another afternoon here at the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Again, still kind of sleeping on the read. I think the puck to Monaro thought it was going to go one way, and that leads to a breakdown. As Gomer says, they're going to happen, right? But Lo Ibarra, what a save, and he makes it look easy. It's a goal Jackson Crowder scored on in that first period. And yes, Quinn Hudson still with the Oilers. Cole with the Capitals organization. And now here's a look. Stewart again. Drew is denied again. One-timer about a couple feet from that right dot. Parallel to it. Just like that, Jacks with a couple of chances here in the second. 3-0 Chicago still remains. As Chicago, Kudrick on the assignment. On the face-off, Kemp's defensively with Tuminaro. That's actually shorter. And it's funny because 25-26, two Giants as well. Jacks win the draw. Hudson from Amico. Off a body. And is thrown right to a pair of 10s there. Drew Stewart fed it to Jonas Kemps and steal the other way. Crowder. Cross ice feed to Gockler. Crowder has a chance and he's stopped there. It looked like it skimmed off the helmet or upper body of Keene. Steele. Down low as Shorter gave it a ride. Converging there is Kudrick. And now it's the Jacks the other way. Stewart will get it deep. Drew. Head to the bench. On the forecheck, Christ. Oh, that's a penalty. Goodness, they don't call it. Jacks have the puck, wraparound off the dasher there, Lo Ibarra. Score on the top of the slot. Christ. And it's a 3-1 game. That's a blatant trip right there. And the Steelers changing a bit on the play. It doesn't matter. It's a goal. But off the remains of it, Chris gets another chance, top of the slot, lets it go. And I'm not sure if Kemps was screening his goalie or not, but for the Steel, a little warning of wake-up call. And for Chicago, too, just stay out of the box. But refereeing has been very conservative so far, and I expect it to remain like that. It's not how it goes usually. We'll see how it goes today. 3-1 Chicago. Fox Valley faithful, look out. 15:41 here in the middle frame. So a 3-1, big goal there. Well, it's interesting because you think about the two forks, or a fork on the road, right, folks? Especially when it's 2-0. I mean, that third goal is really hard. And for the Jacks, right, if it's 3 and 4, I mean, this is basically the game. And so they're still breathing a lot of life. And now face-off in the Steel zone. Steel won't be able to change. It'll be Asadorian on the face-off with Bergeron. Bergeron a slow winner, pulled back by Noringer. Clears to Noringer. One-timer blocked by Millett. And the Jacks waking up here on a Sunday matinee. Claire's left. Deep slot Hudson. Playing it back to the line. Shot is stopped there. Bullet there from the blue line by Larry Zarro. I beg your pardon, Lariosa. And all of a sudden, shots 13-11, Muskegon 3-1 Chicago. Well, Lars Hudson, his father mentioned playing for the Muskegon Fury back in the day. From 1999 until 2003. Chicago, Kazda on the assignment. He's got Scandalberry to his left as Kazda wins the faceoff. Pulled into the netting, out of play. A lot of whistles here to string along the second. Well, I'd say, wow, so Svechnikov is probably the best Lumberjack. Correct me if I'm wrong. and alumni history. Face-off won again by the Steel. 3-1 Chicago here in the second. Push back from the Jacks after a credible start for the Steel. Chicago trying to get to the forecheck. Well, this is good for the Steel too. I mean, 3's been a tricky number for the Steel this year, and mentioned their record 16-6-2 when they get 3 or more goals. But for the Steel, just looking to stay out of that penalty box, play a cleaner game. 14:55 here in the middle frame. Kazda lost the puck in front of his own net. As Novotny now. Drizzle it for Bergeron. Bergeron, the tender last spring for the Jacks. Dano trying to snarl play in tight there to Noringer. Was bumped off the puck. Nice work by Kazda. Chipped and chiseled as Kazda paws it down. Out in the zone. Ascends into Muskegon territory. Passes left to Omen. Looking for Kazda. Trying to butter his biscuit. Cannot. Good work by Omen, but the puck pushed eventually to Noringer. He's got 4 goals in 4 straight hockey games. Puck deflected up deep into the Chicago zone. Bergeron. Pair of 09s is shorter, grips him up. Scantlebury trying to work as well. Scantlebury gets a piece. Omen can't find a clean blade on it. Chiseled behind the net. Kemps trying to turn on his backhand. Yonerheim there, and now good work there by Scantlebury in support. Steele though through center, lose the puck. Stewart now roaring to the net. Protects it behind the net. One-handed on his backhand. Shorter ties him up. 3-1 Chicago. Muskegon threatening here in the second. They got one moments ago. As the puck is around the horn. Benson, a man all alone out front. Yonermein to the front. Benson can't take it cleanly. Tangled up with Kemps. Steele need a whistle here. Scantlebury blatantly tripped on the play. Nothing called. Vukas to the net. Slithered off the backboards. What a battle there between Benson and Kemps. Kemps wins it, and he gets it by Kazda, finishing the shift strong with a 2-on-1. Kazda trying to go across, broken up. Maroon puck, and the Steel are changing. They can't touch it. Freed up to the neutral zone. Nice Vakis' shot. Baseball caught. Loivar keeps it going. 13:02 here in the second. 3-1 Steel. Stretch Grandy didn't have a stick down. That's an icing call that they wave off. And now it's Vukas to the right-handed side. Puck available for the Jacks. Looking to get behind the Steel defense here. Icing against Muskegon is going to be called. Well, I don't mind again no calls, but just keep it that way the rest of the way. I mean, these have been some obvious penalties here, and that's I hope the last time I mention it, but I guarantee it won't be, folks, because it's my job. But 3-1 as we get an icing against the Jacks. And, folks, we got some great days here remaining at the Fox Valley Ice Arena. How about a season ticket plan, though? On sale, and they start just 5 games for $50, providing the ultimate flexibility. You choose the games. You choose the seat locations to fit your busy schedule. And right now, 3-1 Chicago. Still want to draw to Monaro, right to Grandy's pass off a body. And it's hoisted and kept in by Schultz. Back down low, and Dolan the pass was behind him. As Patrick Tolan, not Dolan. Sometimes the words, they just come off that tongue as we get an icing call against the Jacks. 3-1 Steel. And don't miss our 8th annual Wiener Dog races presented by Pet Suite. Saturday, February 28th as the Steel hosts Madison. And after the game, you can skate with the Steel as well. So furry friends, post-game skate. Sounds great to me. 12:22 in the middle frame. Shots are 13-11 Muskegon. 3-1 score on the board that matters, Chicago. Schultz will take it. He's got Tolan to his left, Grandy on the right. As we get a warning here against ATM, Anthony Thomas Maroon. Millett right to left, far side with Spagnuolo respectively. Face-off possession still up for grabs. Tolan being wrapped up as Vukas is like, I'm not doing anything. And still gripping up Tolan. Grandy here as Tolan looking at the official saying, hey, are we going to? And it kicked. Oh, what a stop on the blocker one-timer. Nice job there. I believe Schultz let that bad boy go, and Tolan can't get a gaining on the puck, and it's Maroon into Chicago territory. Spagnuolo's pass off of Jack. And back to the right corner it goes. Spagnuolo. Outlet in front of him. Ashton Schultz is there. Schultz peppers Tolan. trying to swerve a play here. Grandy will brisk it to the left wing corner. And now it's threaded through center. Soccer kick by Kemps to the red line. Trying to play it off. Blanchard, though, will just squeak it right back and grease it into Steel territory. Chuck on the forecheck. Chucky Blanchard as Drew Stewart threw it right to the hash marks. Gockler's there. Gockler running out of room, and he'll make an elusive play here, but double teamed in coverage by Drew Stewart. In addition to Charles Blanchard. Blanchard's got the puck in the right corner. Jack's looking to get within one. Tilted ice so far at Fox Valley Ice Arena as the clock crawls here with 11 minutes to play in the second. Good work, Gockler, tying up his man. Puck freed up to the red line. Blanchard. And a little push here, and Crowder's going to be called. It's unbelievable. And we'll get the whistle stoppage of play. 3-1, Steel are going to have a huge kill in their hands when we come back on the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network. You are tuning into Chicago Steel Hockey. Mark Citron bringing it to your eyes and ears. Soft call there. Talked about it 5 minutes ago. So Muskegon, chance to get within one here. Crowder trying to play the body. I mean, the kid's a half a foot less than Jackson. Point is, got him up high. Referee, as Gomer said before the game, some things they're going to call right away. You get head contact, they're going to call it. They called it. And that's Malotny. Off the curtain of the goal and almost in, but Tuminaro gets there and luckily will rip it down. And this is where you need again, you can complain about the penalties, but this is where you need the kill to bail you out. When it becomes consecutive, that's when it's really the problem. And Muskegon power play currently in the USHL right in the middle at 8th, 21% overall on the road at 20.5. As it's twisted inside Chicago territory. They got a power play goal last night on their first chance. As toward the deep slot, a little give and go, Drew Stewart. Now toward the right circle. Playing catch here, quiet at the Fox Valley faithful. We need those kids with the air horns again. Amico to Novotny, score, one-timer, and it's the Tampa native Niles Benson scorching it by, and it's a one-goal game just like that. Well, again, R in honor of Gasparelli yesterday in Tampa Bay, and for the Steel, trying to just let that one go. Let it go. Get back to work here. Again, this is where the little details of the game, they can get to you, but they can also bring you life, right? And so the Steel, just get back to what you're doing. Something tells me you might have to have Wyatt Harris back on the program because he's doing some work for Mike Motto right now. But he said if it's going to become something, I'll come back on. We'll see. 9:15 in the second, a 3-2 game. There's the Steel D-to-D now. Charlton plugs away. Asadori and Rooney can't take it cleanly. Kemps jostles it. Vukas can't take it cleanly. Bouncing puck as Charlton flake this line. Rooney, Asadori, and Charlton. As the Jacks making it look easy, still looking for a response as the coaching staff all season long has value. But now a stretch pass and in alone as Kemps just slashed the stick of Jake Stewart. Delayed call coming up. And that's a penalty you got to take. Scott Gomez saying kill the ones we need to, but Jacks was pretty surprising to see a team that was top 3 entering the weekend that still in delayed penalty with 9:08 in the seconds. What a reversal here. Tilted ice here in Chicago, and on the delayed call, give and go as Jack Christ, beg your pardon, here on a Sunday. Vukas, one-timer. Stewart, a shot. Pinballs, and there was no possession. Boy, these officials are really, they're really testing me today. But it's going to be a Muskegon power play, clearly and vividly, when we come back. Looking to tie the game here from the Fox Valley faithful. 3-2 steal, 8:55 in the middle frame. You are tuning into Chicago Still Hockey. Mark Citron bringing it to you. Man, what a just, I was going to say, not intense game, but once tilted ice, they would say, where the one side of the ice has all the action, and 3-2 steal, killing a penalty here, and got to tip the cap to Muskegon, coming hard. Amico off the face-off win. It's Stewart pumping one blocker side. He missed the cage. And that's Drew, by the way, as this is tipped back to the Muskegon zone. Well, I love so much how the Steelers are playing. It's okay. As Gomez said in the pregame, Noringer, he's on his wheels. He's scored in 4 straights. Looking to make it 5. This time he snaps it across in the right circle as Drew Stewart finesses and Amico. One-timer, Noringer stop. Olivar was ready to play it as we get the whistle. And Jake Stewart, the son of Brad Stewart, NHL legend, Stanley Cup winner for the Detroit Red Wings. And he had a lengthy NHL career, 1,056 games in the show. Was a shutdown defenseman, 335 points. More importantly, very hard to play against. Number 3 overall pick back in '98. Wow, does time fly. Well, that's Jake Stewart, not Drew again. So spelled differently. Jacks win the draw. 1:18 of power play time. 8:10 the second. Looking to tie the game at 3. Stick on puck shorter. Off the window. Gets a Muskegon sandwich here as Novotny's pass, a little hot and heavy, will just rattle back into the Lumberjack zone as Amico will retrieve. Amico, big boy. Flyers 38th overall pick. In the second round, Noringer drops it back to Amico. Another New England guy out of Maine, out of Kennebec. And now a chance as a Penson toward the hash marks was there. He missed the net. Far wards now. Down low, Noringer. Very good hands in a shot. Noringer to Amico. He's deep slot. Amico from Noringer shoots. Available. Pushed, blocked by Shorter, and cleared down by Asadorian. 26 seconds on Kemp's call. Just one little thing, whether it's just topping it, not getting it clear, not enough. It's all the difference, folks. One more rush. Chuck Blanchard streaking down the right wing. Tiptoes. Back to Clares on the pass. Straddles, shoots, and he just slithered it off the curtain of the goal. Juggled, pushed by Tuminaro. Creates some room. Penalty's over in a second. Tuminaro races over the Muskegon line. And he breezes Schultz in for a look. Schultz shoots, denied. Blocker save. 3-2 Chicago remains. Schultz pulls up again. Down low looking for a play. Blanchard looked like a diving play in front of the goal mouth. As Tolan, far point, can't keep it alive. He's going to battle in front of the steel bench. with Bergeron, and he'll dump it in and follow up himself. Tolan in on the forecheck. Great work there. Tolan, perfect example of just what he does. 6:23 to play, 3-2 steal here in the middle frame. Pin again leads to the puck thrown at the goal. Keene plays it forward, and now it's Vukas over the logo, taken by Spagnuolo. Gret there at the line by Bergeron. Scantlebury played it from behind. Tolan near boards, exterior, crackled, and now it's carved back by Muskegon. Bergeron leads the charge. Belusco with him. Belusco, a defenseman typically. Said he's played a little bit of forward growing up. As Kazda will drizzle, drag, dangle right, pass to Tolan. Still out here looking to flapjack his man. And that's intercepted defensively by Schlettwig. And here come the Jacks, 3-on-2 coming back. Belusco threw it to the net. Shorter cut it off with 5:30 here in the middle frame. Shots not updated, but about even at 15. Scantlebury drizzles. Chance for Crowder, looking for the trick, but he couldn't get it to go on the forehands. Seen him go to the backhand, but just ran out of room there as Scantlebury keeps it going right now. Bumps it across. Shorter trying to fake shot pass. Bunch of Jacks are there on the coverage with Schlettwig. Now the puck push. Kazda churning it down the left wing. Timmy drops for Crowder. Tumbles into the boards off the check. Crowder far side to Shorter. Shorter fires off the tip of the glove by Keene and is brushed back by the Jacks. In the Chicago zone, steal. Shorter there to Kemps, drives it ahead. Gockler on his horse, trying to go to the net, and Amica just got a body on him, boomed it to the far boards. Gockler follows up on the backhand. Dandy pass to the blue line, deep slot. Tuminaro to his left, doesn't shoot. Down low to Gockler on the pass. Gockler evading pressure, looking there for Kudrick. Kudrick trying to wand it back. And the puck will go back to the Steel end zone with 4:25 here in the middle frame. 3-2, Steel. And now Tuminaro stripped here off the puck by Drew Stewart. That's going to lead to maybe a look as we go back and forth. Pod by Tuminaro, trying to get some time to make a change. This is going to pop the Fox Valley catwalk. Bean, and we'll get a whistle. Well, it's tight. It's another great game here, folks. And another great day for hockey. The Fox Valley faithful, and join the Steel Saturday, February 21st. As the Steel take on the Green Bay Gamblers. Join us for a mini Fox Valley Ice Arena giveaway presented by Midwest Orthopedic at Rush for the first 500 fans. As right now, through center ice, puck is battered into Steel territory. 4 minutes to play. Millett on the retrieval. So reliable and efficient, Jason Millett. Great skating here from Jason. Goes right to Charlton, running out of room. Deneau clipped him off the puck. Grandy, good look, but a little hot and heavy. And now the Jacks. Bergeron plucked off the puck by Asadorian. Still keep it alive. Nestled as Charlton. Fake shot off of Danny Clares, who got a piece of that puck on the recovery. Jacks the other way. Novotny. Back check, and at the red line, it's Charlton again, steeping it right. Grandy looking for Charlton. He's punished off the puck. Lost his stick to Grandy, but now it's the Jacks the other way. Clares leads the charge. He's an underrated defenseman. And Danny's offside there on the play with 3:16 here in the second. Well, the officials, I mean, again, regardless of what they are, great job there on that last shift as with the Steel keeping pucks alive. Great recovery by Danny Clares. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go maybe late. 6 feet, $185, 07. Tentatively, Notre Dame commits. These kids these days, especially now, I mean, it's even worse with the college commitments. In terms of commitments, I rarely talk about it ever on the program because of that reasoning. This is far side as Jonermein. Jacks evade pressure, going the other way, looking to tie the game late in the second. As the puck is misplayed a bit, but Benson couldn't catch up to it from Loevara, and Kemps has it. You can tell that fatigue factor I mentioned in the pregame kind of settling in, but it's not a factor yet. You can just see guys a bit slower to pucks. Again, both teams playing a 3-3 as the Jacks winning in Plymouth on Friday evening. There's a nice push from Schultz. Interception again, this time Rooney trying to feed Schultz. Schultz, far side. Hudson misses him, and Schultz rips a pass to the blue line. Tuminara left to Sinertia. Top of the slot, deep slot, Rooney. Turnaround, doesn't shoot, and he wanted to pass. A little slow roller. As Jake Stewart got a piece, not enough. Scantlebury persevering. Scantlebury looking to make a play, and it was a diving play there by Vukas, and Bronco on his legs making a fantastic play as this is tripped. Loivar will play it along. 2 minutes to play in period 2. Sinertia, it's an icing call against the steal, but oh boy. I mean, it's Kazda from this look. It was 50-50, but icing against the steal. Yeah, it's been a really, really rough period of officiating. But again, right, when we talk about adversity, it's not like, oh, we just gave up 2 and we're down. There's just stuff that you think is going to go your way. It doesn't, right? And so for the steal, just playing through it. But boy, these officials have just been putrid today. All right, got that out of the system. So chance for Muskegon here late in the second, trailing 3-2. As Novotny, a slow roller winner, but it's Kazda with possession here. Oh, flip to Omen. And Omen will get it in deep. Deposits. Bang, bang off the crossbar. Spagnolo, as Omen just hit that crossbar. Kazda fake shot pass. Omen gets it right circle. Omen back to Spagnolo toward the left dot. Sails it for Kazda. Top of the slot. As Kazda, little relay with Scantlebury. Scantlebury continues to dazzle today. As a one-timer, Spagnolo shot off a foot of a Lumberjack out front. That was Thorpe, and now a 3-on-2 for Muskegon. Drew Stewart. As Chris Tipper. What a save, Loivar. Point blank on Blanchard. It's not out of the woods as Chris trying to go cross ice. Great look, Spagnolo. With a $1-3 in the period. 3-2 remains. Loivar, huge save on Blanchard. This is set up for a great finish. Regardless, we still got 53 in the period. Great work off the puck. Crowder trying to fork it to Kudrick. Kudrick keeps his feet moving, but the Jacks had the puck, and Clares will accelerate. Clares. Crowder just throwing everything he has to Danny Clares in front of the Muskegon bench. Rip back to Crowder. One-on-one Crowder. Still with the puck, right circle, trying to drop it off. And off the puck here, Muskegon going to go the other way. Nice check, Jonas. As the Jacks get it in deep, 25 seconds in the period. Jumper to Skockler. Can't catch up to it. Chiseled right back to Crowder. 3-2 steal late in the period. Stretch pass. Kudrick looking, spinning, trying to buy some time. Gripped up into the boards by Vukas. As Kempst softly towards the net, 5 seconds to go in the period. Novotny on the chase, gives it a ride, but then it's Charlton. Can't get a handle. 1 second, 0. We're set up for a great grand finale finish here from the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Well, again, still I love that they don't, and that's what happens when you're coached by pros, but they don't cry about it. They don't whine about it like your broadcaster, at least making a note of it. And they play through the adversity. They play through some stuff, but this is going to be an interesting finish for the Steel in this hockey game for sure. I mean, they've been interesting games all year long, and a lot of good things still. We'll catch you up on what you've missed. Jacks are in this bad boy, though. They get 2 in the second to make it a 1-goal game. And Loivar, a huge save there literally a couple minutes ago on Chuck Blanchard on a gorgeous play from Jack Christ. His name is spelled Chrisist. Gotta say, I'm kind of, I'm glad that slipped. I mean, it was only a matter of time. I mean, you just look at it. But he scored that second goal. We'll get you caught up on what you missed here on our second intermission report. 3-2 Chicago. Shots are 17-16 Jacks after 40 here from the Fox Valley Ice Arena. You are tuned into the second intermission reports, which is proudly presented by Steel Sweets. Booking fast for the rest of this season with a bird's eye view of the action and delicious food and beverage options. Reserve the suite now for the game of your choice and ask about our special multi-game pricing. Call 855-51-STEEL or visit ChicagoSteelHockeyTeam.com to learn more. Second intermission report also proudly presented by the Chick-fil-A Score 4 or More Goals promotion. If the Steel score 4 more or goal game in a season, folks, let's do that again. If the Steel score 4 more goals at a Steel home game this season, all fans in attendance win either a free chicken biscuit or a free chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A Batavia or Chick-fil-A St. Charles. That's the Chick-fil-A Score 4 promotion at each home game this season. Visit Chick-fil-A Batavia or Chick-fil-A St. Charles. Except today, folks, Sunday, 3-2 hockey game. Wow. You know, I thought after that first, the Steel all high and mighty. A 3-0 lead. Jackson Crowder back in the first period gets the Steel on the board from Ashton Schultz. This is after a power play, a chance, and a great battle won by Gockler on the secondary assists. Crowder's ninth fend from Schultz and Gockler at 3-minute mark. At 9:05, Crowder again to Monaro. A great home run pass as he got the puck from Jonas Kemps. And in on the breakaway to the backhand, Crowder roofs it. Beautiful goal. Gockler with a screen shot through the legs. Great wrister. Kudrick, the helper, on the face-off win at 17:36. In the second, again, regardless of the officials, as Gomer and I both said, they have a job, we have a job to do, but very sloppy, I thought. Again, how the Steel handled it. They did concede a power play goal, but the first one was also a non-call that happened again. Christ, he was able to get positioning, roofs a shot from the top of the slot, Bergeron the helper, and then Benson on the power play makes no mistake. And so this is where the Steel, again, from Novotny and Amico, by the way. So Amico's got 3 assists against the Steel now in 24 hours. Novotny assist to Benson's 13th on a one-timer, blocker side, beautiful shot. But the Steel, they would kill another penalty after that, and that's the thing. It's got to stop there. I don't want to hear, oh, they had to take a penalty because he was going to get a breakaway. I just don't want to be saying it. I don't want to be talking about it, but regardless of the officials or not, it's like, what can you control, what you can't. Love the Steel attitude with that, but again, I thought that pushback, very evident there from Muskegon. I thought the Steel, at least offensively, they definitely kind of took a step back, but I thought they really recovered because all of that happened, and you still had a half of a second period to play. So that's what kind of asked me to press the question, what are you going to get here in the third period? Are you going to get what we've seen in the past? Are we going to get penalties? Are we going to get this team, out of their structure? Are we going to get what we saw last night? Maybe there's a little happy medium there. Doesn't have to be totally offensive, but when the Steel are buzzing, it's on the forecheck. It's playing a connected game. It's getting that puck out from your D zone, going the other way as quickly as possible, and getting that puck in deposits. So I'm ready to roll here for the third period, but I think the Pan is doing a great job here. We got an exciting game. And Muskegon, they get a couple gifts there before Valentine's Day. So, hey, it's the Steel's turn now to win the third period like you do last night. You win the game. 3-2 Chicago, shot 17-16 Muskegon. So tilted ice, all 5 goals in that. I guess for me it's the east side of the ice surface, but the Steel will control what they can control. 3-2 Chicago through 40 minutes of play. We'll wrap up our second intermission report with an out-of-town scoreboard when we come back on the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network. 3-2 Steel through 40 minutes of play. Chicago Steel second intermission report. Mark Citron back with a 3-2 steal. And if you're just joining us, yes, I will give a little recap. Okay, the long story short, Jackson Crowder 2 goals, Ashton Schultz and Luke Gockler assist on the first, Cole Tuminaro, Jonas Kemps on the second. Gockler would add himself a multi-point game as Kudrick, the helper on Gockler's 8th, off a face-off win. Great screen, better delivery and shot. Gockler, Christ and Benson, the goal scorers from Muskegon. Out-of-town scoreboard. Well, USHL, there is a couple games today. Des Moines, 2-0 lead over Tri-City through 40. It's Fargo, 1-0 lead over Cedar Rapids. Former Steel forward Colin Sisson scored yesterday in the win. And for the Steel, this game matters because that last playoff spot, the Steel trailed by 5 points. And so the Rough Riders down by 1. I mean, until the Steel get to that point, I'm personally not going to look at the scores. I always do that, but hey, it's the job here. American Hockey League, Rockford losing to Manitoba 2-1 this afternoon. Well, there's a couple other games in the Always Hungry League. Springfield trailing Bridgeport through 20. Wilkes-Barre 6, Lehigh Valley 2 there in the Battle of Central Eastern Pennsylvania. 3-0 Providence over Charlotte's. Final National League. We got LA and Carolina ready to go to overtime, tied at 2. This is all I see at the moment. For tonight's, there's a couple games later on. Boston in Tampa, Vegas in Anaheim at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Eastern in Tampa Bay. And that's it, to my knowledge. Just going to double check because the NHL scoreboard is a little wacky. Okay, so folks, third period, 3-2 Chicago. Coming at you in just a moment. Buckle up. Your voice of the Chicago Steel, Mark Citron, back with you folks. Thank you for tuning in as always. Your support means the world. Hope you're having a great weekend. 3-2 Steel. How about lock it down, fellas? Let's go. Steel at a 3-0 lead in this game. Muskegon turning it up the heat. Get a couple bounces. Now, again, as I mentioned, recipe, hey, win the third period. You're fine, but hey, when things go wire, the Steel, they've been calm, they've been collective, as Scott Gomez mentioned yesterday, when anything hits them. So fight for it, fellas. Crowder to the right here of Kudrick. It'll be Gockler left up front. Sonercha left to right on your screen if you're tuning in with Tuminaro. As Drew Stewart is in, we're underway for the third period. Straddle in as Steel control the faceoff. Tuminaro now for Sonercha, looking left. Pass floated and navigated by Kudrick. Spoiled and now buttered by Chris. The shot, high riser, blockered away. Loivar went behind him. Puck is stivied by Gockler. Step up Amico. Good play off the boards as he just thrashed that puck to keep it alive, but it skirts 30 seconds over the logo back to center. Period 3 as Crowder shovels it in deep, heads to the bench. Keene wanted to play it, didn't get a handle on it, but he's got Amico there who has looked wonderful for the Lumberjacks. Novotny to Bergeron, flying through, opening up some room, and there's a tender type of play, a really good play by Bergeron. Yeah, he made that look seamless, opened up a seam, had the pass, but really good stuff from the Steel. Stick detail coming up and out of play there. It looked like Kemp's on the coverage. Face off in the Steel zone. Bergeron with Novotny to his left. Noringer right. Noringer, he's one to watch. He's got a really good shot. Claire's right to left with Lariosa. As the puck through Novotny. Deep slot, Noringer a piece. Tip to Scantlebury. He'll rocket it in. Kazda can't catch up to it. Shorter here. He's got Novotny down his one-handed. Shorter to the far boards. Kemp's tied up. Novotny scribbled off the puck as Scantlebury across to Kazda. Looking left. That's read by the Muskegon defense here. As Lariosa ices the puck. Minute 20 here in the third. 3-2 Steel. So when the Steel lead after 2, that was their first regulation loss Friday against Youngstown. 10-1-1 Jacks when they trail after 2 periods, 3-7. That's fair. It's only the 11th time, and you've got, what, in 10 games, 3 comeback wins? I mean, that's pretty good, honestly, for trailing after 40. Looking at other teams in the league, nobody has, only 2 teams more than 3 wins. As right now, Steel win the draw. However, the pass just too hard. And Steel will just reshape here. Oddly enough, the Madison Capitals, yeah, they have 4 wins when trailing after 2 periods. They're a goofy team, too. They're hot right now. They've won 5 in a row. As Cedar Rapids in that last playoff spot right now, though. Oh, man, almost a strip on the Steel. Chicago recovers but gives it back here to Muskegon. But then Grandy forces the issue, poking, but eventually finessed as offside the Steel. Jake Stewart rewinds. 3-2 Chicago, but Yonermine gets the lead pass, stretching in as Tuminaro gave him a push. Thrashed by Tuminaro. Benson there, who's got the second goal for Muskegon. Overtaken by Tuminaro. Taking his time, accelerating rapidly. Benson just hedging in on Tuminaro to free the puck up. Red line Tuminaro. He'll just spank it in deep. Charlton off the forecheck is sealed off defensively by Bronco Vukas. And Bronco rolls it back to center. Blanchard waiting for enforcements in the Steel zone. Far wing, great work. Asadorian off the puck. Digs it free. Stretch play, though, is read by Mariosa. And the Jacks have to re-tag. 17-10 in regulation, 3-2 Steel. Trevor Shorter, the Elmhurst, Illinois native. Flights Sodercha. Good skating. Trying to divvy the puck left for Asadori. Lariosa gets the pass off. Stewart now Drew into Chicago territory, and the Jacks. Christ is just offside. Was close, but he was ahead of the play. As we get the whistle and stoppage of play. Steeler on CBH Shop. Visit CBH Shop online for a great selection of Steel t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, and more. Plus, you can now personalize a Steel sweater jersey when you purchase online. In addition, choose the latest Blackhawks and Rockford IceHawks merch as well. Visit cbhshop.com, the new online home for Chicago Steel merchandise. That's cbhshop.com. Well, I'm seeing this new Chicago style. That's been a hit so far. Check it out, cbhshop.com. I'm not sure if it's a sweater or the logo, the new logo, but Bergeron to the net. Good glove save, Loivara. They'll paw it down. Shots 19-16 Muskegon. This is where face-off. Steel scoring their 3rd goal on a face-off in the first, but very important. Like, I know everyone is, but when you get these slow downs of play, just got to be dialed in on your assignment off the face-off. Where are you going if you win it? Where are you going left, right? What about when you lose it? What are you doing? Who do you grab? As Kudrick will take it for the Steel. Crowder and Gockler, the forwards, to his left. As Bergeron's kicked down, Novotny will go in for Muskegon. As the Jacks Clark Cup champions, first time ever in franchise history last summer. Steel win the draw. Senercha to Gockler, off a body through the logo. Kudrick at the red line ropes it back in the backhand. Keene will play at the netminder out of Bloomfield Township, Michigan. Off a skate, the puck directs into Steel territory slowly. It's Senercha. It's an icing call against the Jacks. 3-2 Chicago. You can sit ice side with comfort. Check out our ice side tables, which offer glass seating and food and beverage service for tables of 4, starting at just $25 a person. Ice side tables on sale now at ChicagoSteelHockeyTeam.com. James Scantlebury is to the left of Timmy Kazda. Tobias Omen on the right side. Shorter on the near wall with Kemps defensively in this offensive zone assignment. Folks, once again, thanks for tuning in today. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Your support means the world. Still in the draw, Shorter. Trying to jam it on a sharp angle. Stop by Keene, and it's given back to Shorter in the right circle. Brushes Kazda on a pass. Throttles it to the right side. Omen. Seam play. Kemps missed it. Glove side on the wrister. Toward that deep slot. Far side puck. Karams off the end boards. Lariosa. Intercepted out front, and diving effort by Shorter, but Kemps will have to come back on a puck in his own zone with 15:48 in the third and 3-2 Steel lead. Kemps waits behind his own net, looks left on a swivel with his head. Right, crisp pass to the left, Kazda. Jake Stewart got a stick in there. Steel pummel it ahead in the offensive zone as puck overtaken by Bronco Vakis. As Bronco splintered it right, intercepted, but off Kazda, it's brushed by Benson into the right corner of Chicago territory. Fetch Spagnuolo. And bad bounce, Benson. Chance stop there, Loevara. On the clear out, redirected hard and heavy right to the top of the slot for Niles Benson, where he scored on in the second on a one-timer, but this time Loevara standing square and tall. Benson, I mean, look, sees the defender coming right back at him, gets it off quickly, but wonder if he could have shot that puck right away like a one-timer. Easy for me to say up here. And you go to that United Center, man, it looks like you're 1,000 feet up. I mean, it's just like 1,000. It's amazing how plays just kind of slowly come together, but when you're in that speed at ice level, boom, it's like a blink of an eye. Big save, Loevara, face off in the right wing side of Steel territory. ATM is kicked out. That's Anthony Thomas Maroon. And in is Beluca, or I beg your pardon, that is Adam Belusco, who's acting as a forward. Lost the draw today because Sanderson suspended for a slew foot. One game. Carter Sanderson, nice push there by Schultz. Puck though, possession to the Jacks. It is ATM. Maroon splashes it off the boards into Steel territory. Failed puck handle there as the puck rolled off, and Gus Thorpe, a parallel shot to the goal, never got through. Hit off his own teammate. Grandy, a good box. Nice hit on his man, Drew Stewart. And Steel scribble it to center. Steel offside on the play. Retag, shuffled by Muskegon. Jacks. Drew Stewart off a skate of Shorter. He'll fetch it in his own zone. On his backhand, Blanchard all over him, but Shorter gets it off. And now puck will stew back to the hash mark Steel territory. Jacks pushing 3-2 Steel. 14:15 to go in the third. Chorlton head up, dodges a check. That would have been a high hit. Chorlton crunch there at the red line by Amico. And Asadorian, nice play here. He's going to ripple one to Rooney. Looking for a play. Intercepted at the line. Finagled Rooney. Sidesteps, scrapes. And the puck is going to Blanchard here. Chuck down the left wing into Steel territory, looking for Christ. As now it's Rooney boxed out. Drew Stewart's got the puck going to the net. Save, and the rebound is there. Kemps chiseling at it. Far side, 3-on-2 for the Steel. Charlton over the logo to his right. Rooney winds up, back to Charlton, doorstep. Rooney, a chance. Looked like it hit off his own teammate going toward the net. Also, Claire's on the coverage. This is an impending icing, and it's good call as Milik cut there first. If they're not going to call that, I was going to say, goodness, that first period, the Steel had a 50-50 icing with Kazda. And they did call it, so it's okay. But this game is turning up a notch. Steele, 3-2 lead. The pushback is there here in the 3-3 from the Jacks. And the best place to chill inside the Fox Valley Ice Arena is the newly expanded Coors Light Chill Zone. The Chill Zone offers couches, high top seating right on the glass, and accommodates 10 to 75 guests. Visit ChicagoSteelHockeyTeam.com for more details. Steele win the draw. Gockler looking for Kudra, going to give and go. Red by Muskegon, defensively by Bergeron. Snap pass, Chris off of Millett, and the puck will softly nudge toward the left circle. The Jacks are there. Blanchard, been really impressed with his play as Noringer gets a piece behind the net. Novotny threw it out front, pinball top of the slot. Christ again pushed it to the net. Novotny backhand wraparound, second time's denied. Loivara. Shallow as Crowder sporks it out. Steeler ahead of the play though. Novotny 3-on-2 for the Jacks after a quick toe drag, save, rebound. Stop there on the third chance off the side of the net. Novotny throwing it toward the front of the net. It's Maroon. Novotny fighting for it with Spagnuolo. Spagnuolo doing his best. Novotny chisels it far side. Noringer flew it through, and the Steel forced the issue here. Need a change. As with 12:26, it remains 3-2 Steel. Whew, things are happening quickly. Crowder plugs it in deep. Keen to play the puck. Almost stumbles, but is fine. Plays it off to Belusco, who again is acting as a forward here this afternoon. Pumped up through center. Swift play, Yodermine down the wing. Oh, almost a tic-tac-toe play just out of the reach of Jake Stewart. Yodermine, good entry. Now deploying a pass here. Deneau, shot deflected just wide. Tuminaro has the puck. He gets some real estate on the far side. 11:42 in regulation, 3-2 Steel. Steel were offside there. Good call. Take a timeout and Steel Broadcast and Audio Network. 3-2 Steel. Your voice of the Chicago Steel. Mark Citron back with you. Things spicy here in Chicago outside the northwestern suburbs of Geneva, Illinois. The Fox Valley. 3-2 Steel, 11:40 in regulation. Well, we're having the Fox Valley sweaters night. We'll talk about it in a moment. This game is the Jacks continuing, I wouldn't say the pressure, but they're dictating at least where this puck goes in some ways, right? And Steel defensively still up to the task. And that's Scantlebear the other way. They'll feather it into the right corner. Amico retrieves, didn't get all of it. Omen is there, he's got it for the Steel. Left point, Kemp's foot shot slithered through on a wrister in the deep slot. Roped again, Kemp's near board. Shuffled, and Blanchard looking ahead for the home run pass. He's got it here to Drew Stewart down the right wing. Fires, big save, Loivar the rebound. Christ siphons. Well, that reminds me of the Colin Sisson play. Stewart's he's tried a couple of them over the last 24 hours. Got in there. What a save, Loivar. And that's basically almost like a cherry pick set play where you can get that little shade on the entry. Loivar up to the task. Jacks D-to-D in their own zone now. Grandy takes the puck away but gives it back. And now a great keep to Monaro in the offensive zone. Juggled and hot potatoed here as Clares makes it look easy defensively. Just drills it for Lazario. Far side now. Clares gets the breakout going. Novotny will whisk it in the Steel zone slowly. Sinurcha on the fetch. Breezes as Tolan trying to take it cleanly. Steeler parallel the puck, and eventually Sinurcha catches up to it, looking to go to Marco Island. Breezing in, fires a wrist shot that deflected wide. halfway gone here in period 3. Jacks making a full-scale change. 3-2 Chicago. Shots are 23-17 Steel. Tuminaro, Jackson Crowder, both goals in the first. Skockler added a third. And Crowder, you could say, he got an unofficial assist. He did not, but he screened the goaltender. And in the second period, the Jacks getting a power play goal in their second. As this is a bouncing puck here. Ooh, great fielding there by Kemp's got a piece. Rooney not out of trouble yet. Stops, and he'll clean it safely. This is an impending icing. Not enough gas on the puck here as the Jacks fish it back here defensively. Softly and slowly, Muskegon turning it over here. Asadorian on the coverage. Asadorian, top of the left dot, creating some room. Spagnuolo red line. He'll rip it in. Off the goaltender, Keene. Rooney in on the forecheck. Paws it down. Offensive zone for Chicago. Asadorian in that battle area. Off his stick as it's welded with 9 to play in regulation. Nice check, Rooney. Far side, Benson. Crunched by Chorlton. Puck is played by Maroon to center. ATM, Anthony Thomas Maroon, literally hooking Millett, losing his stick. We play on him. Jacks, Hudson, looking lefts. Nice wrap up by Shorter with a puck here. Good hustle by Schleitwig. Trying to go lefts. Belusco pauses, turns. Kudrick launches him off. Shot is fought off. Crowder trying to get the remains of it, cannot. Bouncing pucks held in at the line by Hudson. One touch play broken up, and now the steal the other way with a 3-2 lead, and it's Gockler. Dark horse inside out. Gockler drops it back. Kudrick creating some room. Base of the circle. One-timer score! Pound Town hat trick. Jackson Crowder to the Fox Valley faithful. 4-2 steal. And that is how you execute right there. Excellent work, Luke Gockler. Excellent vision, execution here. Coming out of your defensive zone and transition the other way as the Fox Valley faithful sprinkling a few lids on the ice surface. And Gockler, love this awareness. Shifts right, shifts left, puts on the brakes. Inside out, Kudrick fakes the shot to the net, gets some more room, buys some time. Extra credit, Kudrick, as the Fox Valley faithful still throwing the hats on the ice. The local charity will get these bad boys. And a 4-2 steal lead. Just an excellent play there in transition. And on that one-timer, Crowder, as I mentioned, had that unofficial assist that was a screen on the third Gockler goal. And man, Gockler just looking terrific with Crowder and Kudrick here. That's as pretty as it gets, folks. Still a lot of business to take care of, but hey, what a pretty play. What a job here. The Steel standing tall. They get their save from Loivar moments ago. Kazda's going to come in the face-off dot here. Panda is just taking all day. Drop the puck. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Keene one to play it. Far corner now. Smudged but not out. Held at the line. Sinercha with 8 to play. 4-2 steal. Ripped ahead by Muskegon. Blanchard on his horse. And a squibber pass. Tic-tac, backhander. Oh, Loivar the save on Christ. Goodness gracious. And Kazda now trying to pull it up himself. Claire's there. Claire's backtracks. Good hustle by Kazda forcing the issue. A lot of fortuitous bounces in this play. Almost like broken plays, folks. Spagnuolo hustling his tail off here. Christ tied up with him. Grinder type player, Jack Christ. Could see him. That's a topic for another night. Being a top 9 guy, bottom 6 guy, has got a good shot too. But it's 4-2 Chicago. Jackson Crowder hat trick with 7:28 in regulation. Gives the Steel a 2-goal lead here in the third. You are tuning into Chicago Steel Hockey. Mark Citron bringing it to you. Well, Pound Town Crowder says, moo. There's the Steel and the Fox Valley faithful receive a free chicken biscuit or a free chicken sandwich courtesy of Chick-fil-A Batavia, a free chicken biscuit of Chick-fil-A St. Charles. Once again, folks, the Chick-fil-A Score 4 promotion as the Steel ice the puck here. Looked like the goaltender touched it there, and Schultz is saying, man, these officials. I've already said too much today. Panda politics, throw it out there. They've been just terrible this afternoon. That's a nice word, Mark. That's a nice one. As Mike Motto even giving a mouthful of linesman. So quiet. Matze, you could say like a sentence from up top from what I see. He's very reserved, so that's when you know you can at least let out a chirp. He's got to let it go, but Steel just hammer it down again with 7-12 and a 4-2 lead here in the third. And even Gomer say, calm it down. It's all right. So, fellas, but that's what you want. You don't want to take any penalty out of emotion, and Schultz right now on the assignment in his defensive zone with Grandy. Tolan, forward-wise Shorter, Kemps, and Ashton on the draw against Jake Stewart. If anything, hey, false star warning against Muskegon. They have been really, really, really tight about this weekend. It's fine for the Steel off an icing. He'll take the time. Drop puck, one slowly to Benson. Wheels it right. Shot, Belusco changes direction. Oh, goofy shot there. Almost snuck in. Far side, Benson. Sneaky player. He's got the second goal for Muskegon tonight, and now a top puck and a huge save, Loe Vara. Oh my goodness, Steel couldn't clear the puck, jumping on accumulative ice. And in the top of the slot, Yodermine is absolutely denied as Fadi Loe Vara is going to have to be good here. As Yodermine, Louis toys, and now a wrister up high. Rocket on the curtain of the goal. Tucked in. Benson again on the sharp angle tuck. Snuck it by as it's slowly sweeps underneath Loe Vara and the Steel. Up by one again. Once again, sneaky stuff. Hey, Steel have time, but you're in your defensive zone, and this is a shot, a turnaround shot from Yodermine, and he is probably like 5 feet out, and then he misses the net, but he's got such a good look. He puts so much on that puck. It hits the glass, and it just goes right to the far post. And with your twig down again, those are the grease areas you want to be at. Benson's got a second of the game. 4-3 Steel. Back to center. Thorpe. Finished off by Crowder. Sinercha here on the retrieval. It's dug free by Chris. Turnaround shot in the far corner. Fought off Loe Vara. Stewart. Drilled off the puck by Crowder. Has a look. Trying to streak left. Crowder in transition. Had some pressure from Gus Thorpe, and now it's Chris the other way. Looking for Blanchard out front on the rebound as it's fought off Loe Vara, but now the puck taken by Drew Stewart to the net. A wrister. And it's through traffic. Blocked. Looked like Sinercha got a piece. Right now, Steel on their heels. 5:55 in regulation. 4-3 Steel. Thorpe couldn't keep that one alive. As it's out of the zone, as Sinercha will play it D-to-D. Tuminaro trying to race out of the red line. He gets blitzed by Novotny as the puck to Lazoria in his own zone. It's Lazoria. Novotny cleverly ahead. Noringer smoothly behind the Chicago net. Puck protection from Victor. 4th round pick of the Predators. A lot of reasons why. Noringer right. One-timer. Oh, what a save. Loe Vara, Novotny. Clares drops it off. Lazaria down the left wing. Far side, no takers yet on the puck. Noringer, all Muskegon right now, trying to make a tip to Novotny. Lazario to the net, save, rebound, shoveled across the ice. Asadorian a piece, and he peels it out to the red line. Fetched here's the Jacks, elevating their hockey game right now. Novotny down the left wing, tweaks it to Bergeron with this foot, able to get an extra foot there. Puck is pranced out. Steel are just scathing by at the moment. Holding on, weathering the storm with 4:47 in regulation. Zipped ahead Spagnuolo. Steel get it to the right circle as Bronco Vukas. And the Fox Valley faithful waking up here in this one. Stretch pass, bumped by Kemps. Possession to Kazda at his own blue line. Trying to go right. Intercepted. Benson sailed it through center. Lipped by Scantleberry. Great work. Omen freed it up as Scantleberry to Kazda. 5-hole look, and it's seen by Keene, who will hang on for the whistle. 4:22 to go here in regulation. 4-3 steal. Well, Crowder, ever since Friday, I mean, I mentioned these guys playing terrific, too. And doing the little things, not just goals for Crowder, but those little things add up to goals. And right now, we'll see what Scott Gomez decides to do here. Slow changes for both clubs. Still have the same offensive personnel. Omen with Scantleberry and Kazda at the moment. Shorter and Kemps are out here in the offensive zone. 4-3 steal, 4:22 in regulation. Shots are 30-19. 13-3 Muskegon overall in the game and period, respectively, as Kazda will take it and win the draw against Stewart. Shorter trying to pepper the play there as a good read by Jake Stewart. Yonermine sparring will get the puck into Steel territory. Chicago will relay it right back into the Muskegon zone. Amico hit the linesman who is on the Steel bench trying to dodge out of the way, or would have been an icing call. Juggled at the Muskegon blue line. Throttled. Good step up by Shorter. Right back to Thorpe. He'll go D-to-D with Amico. Steele looking for a change. Good step up awareness there defensively to Monaro. That could have been trouble on that play. Steele will glaze the puck down in the Muskegon zone. 4-3 Steele right now. Blanchard trying to catch up to it in his own zone. 3:33 to go in period 3. Freed up Amico here to Thorpe. Gus. That should be an icing call. Thank you. Sinurcha's there easily, but with these officials today, they might just blow it off, right? So never know, and it happens in a 62-game sets, and it's not going to be the reason the Steel lose, I'll tell you that much. The Steel, if one thing, they've done a great job, I think, through all these situations, including these ones right now. 4-3, Steel holding on right now as Kuzrik in for the draw. He's got Crowder to the left, Gockler right. Defensively, far side to right, it's Sinurcha to Monaro for the Steel. It's one back by Drew Stewart. Possession, though. Great job by Crowder to pin up Thorpe, but Thorpe's got it. And for Muskegon, looking for the tying goal. And currently sit 4th in the Eastern Conference. Ideally, they'd like to be in the top 2, as those two teams get a bye in the first round. Along with significant home ice, obviously, Bergeron. Oh, that hit Gockler in the face. He's going to go off here, but now it's Muskegon skating in smoothly into Chicago territory. There's a chance to spin around. Shot, save the rebound available. Lariosa, and it's jostled wide, far side. Jax down low. Claire's has been great today. Yonermine also pass. Lariosa missed the net. 2:32 in regulation. Jax threatening. Lariosa pumps it to the left corner. Bergeron will take it in stride. Ty dropping it down low here again. Louis Yonermine. Buffered, Steele pummel it to the catwalk again. And with 2:19 in regulation as the goaltender was coming off, and faceoff's going to be in the Steel zone here. I think Muskegon's calling a timeout. Yep, they are. No? Yes. Well, head coach there looked like Steve, not Steve. Colton St. Clair. Not calling a timeout. We're resuming here. 4-3 Steel, 2:19 in regulation. Goaltenders off, 6-on-5. Drew Stewart against Timmy Kazda. Benson on a set play, and Christ looking right to Benson. It's one. He pushes it back. Amica one-timer. Noringer, blocker save, Loivara. Shorter jams it off the boards to the red line. Amico is there. Drops it back for Drew. He's got some good wheels on him. Undersized forward. Drew on the drip. It gets outside the zone. Kazda trying to catch up. Amico, look out. Steel bench. As that one almost hit somebody right in the noggin. Buck 57, 4-3 steal. Also welcome new athletics trainer Mason Chalkley to the organization. Well, Quinn Kennedy is running back to the dressing room. Not sure what that's about, but something important for the Q-tip. Face off above the Muskegon blue line. Kudrick, paying the politics for the drama, waiting to drop the puck. 4-3 steal, and it's won cleanly as the empty net is still there. Blocked there like a soccer player was Christ. That was awesome. Watch this. We'll see if it leads to the tying goal. We've seen it in the NHL multiple times where guys hit posts, and now it's a turnaround shot, but that's going to be cleared by the steal. Kudrick on the icing call. He's going to get there. Extra credit, indeed. Brady Kudrick. He beats Philadelphia Flyers second round pick Carter Amico to the puck because it's extra credit. Kudrick's always there for the extra work. He gets it by 5-3 steal. Buck 36 in regulation. Well, Colton St. Clair is crying about it to the linesman, saying that's an icing call. No, it's not. That is just extra credit for you, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, as Colton is absolutely brewing. He's just absolutely cantankerous right now on the officials. Well, the Jacks have 1:36 to get to. We've seen... Well, Muskegon's got like 10 players on the ice right now, totally losing their composure. Referee saying, get back, get back. And I'm not sure what the parameters of a delay game penalty are, but Quinn Kennedy back to the Chicago bench and all the drama. I mean, again, if they're complaining to the officials, you're not alone this afternoon, but that's where I love seeing the pros do it too. Mike Motto, Scott Gomez, Tyler Haskins. Haskins watching up top here this weekend, but there's some miscommunication either in terms of the goalie's still on the bench here for Muskegon, which is smart. I don't know why more coaches don't do stuff. And also, as Scott Gomez saying to the official, what's going on? And so, a little bit of confusion here. Well, Christ is playing as goalie again. That was impressive what he did, but these athletes, they got such great hand-eye. And Noringer, Benson, Stewart, Novotny. I guess the officials are saying you can't have an extra skater. I'm not sure if the rule is either after a goal or... That's a weird one. That's a knuckle puck for you. Timeout, Chicago. 5-3 steal. That's a delay of game penalty, at least I see on the Jumbotron. Bergeron's in the box. Not sure for what. We'll find out. Scott Gomez in this quick TV timeout. 5-3 steal. Your voice of the Chicago Steel. Mark Sitchon back with you. What an ending here. Unsportsmanlike Ty Bergeron. 5-3 steal, 90 seconds of regulation. Empty net Muskegon. Jacks control the draw in their own zone. Drew Stewart going right, give and go. Drew's got a chance. Big save, Loievara coming out to challenge. Just like that, 15 seconds after the goal, a chance, and Loievara. Huge save standing square in his blue paint. Yeah, it's basically a 2-on-1. Good set play there, Muskegon. Obviously working on that, and we're 5-on-5 right now, folks. So it's going to be Kudrick on the draw. Schultz, Millett, and Crowder it's won by Brady. Extra credit, Kudrick, and that's an icing call against the steal. Here on the power play. Well, this is a chance to break that drought. He's barely the empty netter with a $1.13 on the man advantage. And Scott Gomez, I knew it was going to be an answer along those lines, and it was hilarious because it is a broadcast nerd question. Does it really matter if you're 28% on the road, but you're converting at 6% here at home? He said, all I care is that we're doing the right things, that we're executing. And so that's and saying it's a nerdy. I love it. It is a nerd stat. Face off won the Jacks, a chance diving, blocked by Crowder. Novotny just holding, but it's Kudrick to the empty net, and he misses by about a half a foot. Icing against the steal, 59 seconds in regulation. It says 58.7. There's more clock there. Kudrick had a good look at it. Once again, Crowder, Millett, Schultz, Kudrick. And that is Marco Sinertra on the far board. Left wing draw, 5-3 steal with 58.7 in regulation. Kudrick hit the first empty net. Now Schultz will lay it toward the empty net. A slow roller. Schultz, it's going to miss by a foot. Icing again, 51.7 on the clock. Well, the steal, Jackson Crowder with 2 goals. A hot start in the first. Gockler got the third. Jacks push back the whole game. Kristen Benson in the second. Right now in the third, Crowder, the hat trick. Benson responded moments later, and Kudrick at the empty net. Crowder's got a 4-point night. He's got an assist on that Kudrick goal. 48 seconds. We're underway. And it's Sinercha now. That puck is going to be close to an icing. No way. Didn't get there in time. Schultz powering for it. 5-on-5, 35 seconds in regulation. 5-3 steal. Christ churning. Impeded by Scantleberry. Christ is able to follow through. He's still got the puck here on the entry. Christ follows up. Trying to leapfrog Kazda, but a backhand pulled up high by Jake Stewart. 16 seconds. Claire's near board. Shoots off the leg of Tuminaro. He'll rip it to the empty net. Tuminaro, a power play goal. South Beloit's finest gets a power play goal, an empty netter the steal. 6, Jacks 3 with 9.6 in this one. What an effort. What a valiant effort. And that's a way to break that drought, but what a huge win. What another gutsy win for the Chicago Teal Club. You go up early. That's what they call it, a 60-minute game. Insert your cliches for whatever you want. But the Steel roll it to the goaltender. They sweep the Jacks here this weekend at home. They'll look for the response. Buenas noches, Muskegon. Adios. Good night, Lumberjacks. We'll see you Friday for a rematch. Friday and Saturday in Muskegon on the shores of Western Michigan. Well, again, I mean, Steel just getting comfortable. Scott Gomez said before the game, hey, we got to learn to play with leads. We love these situations and got to learn how to play the third period because those penalties, the situational awareness has got to be more consistent, and that's what happened today. Steel, they do take 2 penalties, but they quickly dissipated after. That was all in the second period. Let's start from the top as the fellas salute the Fox Valley faithful. Well, the start. Again, this team just goes with the start. They need it. You're in a 3-3. It's just important you get on your game as quick as possible every night, but it's even more challenging on a day like this. Jackson Crowder This is a great play. Steel actually get the first power play of the game 55 seconds in. And Luke Gockler, after the power play expires, wins the battle over 2 Lumberjacks in the right corner, funnels Ashton Schultz behind the net, and he feeds Crowder on the one-timer. 3 minutes in for the first goal. 1-0 Steel. Crowder would be back again. This is a great play by Tuminero at his own blue line. A heavy pass, but talking about when earlier in the year when Scott Gomez mentioned the importance of passing and passing the right way. And Crowder gets in for the breakaway. What a beautiful backhanded goal to make it 2-0. And then late in the first, we talk early and late goals. A screen provided by Jackson Crowder as Brady Kudrick rifles Gockler off a face-off win. Gockler, a sharp angle shot from the base of the left circle. Snuck it through the 5-hole of Keene. It was just such a dominant first period, but in the second, a couple gift wraps from the officials and some Muskegon pushback. I mean, they really put those for as much as they used them there at points in the hockey game for 55 seconds in, and then at 9:09 in the second. Again, Steel trying to kill off a penalty, but a blatant miscall in the neutral zone led to Christ's getting by a fortuitous bounce as Bergeron in the zone, and on a broken play, chopped it. A wrist shot by at 4:12, and then on the power play, a beautiful one-timer. Benson finished it from Novotny and Amico at 10:02. And that's where you say, okay, you pause, you say, no more of this. And the Steel didn't do any more. Benson buries it, but the Steel stopped with the penalties. They were tightening defensively. They were great. And then, they get some huge saves, especially in the third period from Vlade Voivara. But a 3-2 game entering the third. Jackson Crowder, what an executed play. Brady Kudrick, again, the primary, but Luke Gockler, tremendous zone entry. As Luke Gockler is I can't count because I'm so into the recap right now. I think he's the number 2 star of the game. We'll send it.
I don't know about you, but I feel good. And the number 1 star of today's game from the Steel with 1 assist and the hat trick. Number 13, Jackson Crowder.
All right, folks. So, Crowder, that was his best game easily. Regardless of the goals, he was just all over the place, and I love that he is expanding his game, and the goals come to him. I mean, he's a bigger guy, but he's got a lot of potential, I think, and he's just